Comedy Jonah.
Alright, we're back with Survivor. Survivor.
We're
They
back.
hate me because they ain't me.
Did you just say they hate me because they ain't me?
Which was the title of tonight's episode.
Which
And
I totally knew. It's also the title of a song. I forget by who.
by so and so.
By so and so, probably by so and so and such sort. But, John, before we get into tonight's episode, we have to let everyone know that wherever you guys are watching, make sure you follow, like, subscribe. It's a great way to help support all of our shows. Yeah, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, thumbsing up, hitting the bell in YouTube, sharing the shows and our content on social media, wherever you see it, is a great way to help support our shows. Of course, tweeting us your questions anytime you have them using hashtag YRLive is always great too. Because we love all of you guys. And a quick programming note. Tomorrow night is Hannah Chada from
Yeah.
Big Brother 23. And on Friday, we will be live with Sarah Beth from Big Brother 23. And once all of these Big Brother shows are over,
Who's going to be on Friday?
Sarah Beth,
I love her.
I hope you wear those glasses.
I will.
I need to get a pair of those glasses. We should all just wear those glasses for Sarah Beth's show. Sarah Beth and I said that ish. Now, I am excited, John. I want to get into Survivor.
Absolutely, which is why we're here. But let's
Right.
just talk a little bit about last week. Unfortunately, life gets, in the way. It can be a little messy,
I mean,
can be a little fun. But unfortunately, we didn't do a full recap on it. But I think there's some points that, we can address a little bit, right?
yeah, 100%. And it's not like we're saying life got in the way because, we were out doing our own stuff. Life got in the way because there's only one show available and we were doing your Big Brother shows.
We were doing Big Brother shows and, and other things in life because,
Yeah.
life can get in the way.
Oh, that's right. You were at Bianca
Schedule.
Del Rio. Well, I was doing a Big Brother show, but where I am, John, you're there in spirit. Even if you're off at Bianca Del Rio, you're still with me in
Which
spirit.
was so funny and amazing. Her unsanitized tour she just never disappoints. She's amazing. But I thought, last week's episode too was really kind of interesting. When I was seeing how those different advantages were like laying around the camp, like Brad was sitting there trying to make a fire, and literally by his gigantic, 16 shoe foot, there's an advantage laying there. And all I had was your voice in my head going, oh my God, they're literally right there. Like the camera's showing it. Like now you're in my head, Curto. And so Brad's making the fire. He finally finds the advantage. And I loved, I loved how they were all kind of struggling with saying the clue, right?
Right. And I mean, first of all, isn't it just so weird that production would make sure that Brad found something,
Yeah.
found something to try and keep him in the game
Yeah.
longer? Brad, who last we were talking about, Brad is telling people to their faces, I'm going to vote you out.
We should just
I
vote
don't
out.
care.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm right here.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Right here.
Jeff Brooks
Brad,
is like, we need to put an advantage literally right at his foot because we want to keep this drama in the game as long as possible. Please get on that, production.
So Brad gets the advantage and he's reading, all the things that they have to say at the immunity challenge. And so Brad's, he's reading it and he's like, I remember, I want to say Xavier, but it's Zach with an X.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Zach talking about his family and dead butterflies and all of that stuff. So he knows that Zach now has that advantage because it's that
Um,
shared immunity idol, right? And they don't remember anybody else saying anything about astronauts.
I don't
So
appreciate you trolling me, first of all. You know, well, you're well aware his name is Xander. So I don't
anyway,
appreciate you
yeah,
calling
I'm
him Zach just because you think he's dumb and
well,
looks like a
Xander,
Zach.
whatever.
Yeah,
My
okay.
David's
Good.
gone and I don't care about anybody else. So we see that Brad's the thing that he says is about broccoli on trees, and I'm trying to look at
Yep.
my notes from a few weeks ago. Yeah, so he knows he needs to say that at an immunity challenge.
Yeah.
What I was really excited about, okay, how is what's his name again? What's your boyfriend's name again?
Xander!
Xander. What I was really excited about was how Xander was going to repurpose this phrase. Like, that's what
Right.
I was
Yeah.
really kind of hoping in last week's episode. And I thought he did a pretty good job. He's just like, oh my gosh, oh, it's so crazy. I wasn't sleeping well. And, I just can't believe I said that, with butterflies flying around, it's like dead relatives. It's just crazy. Like, what did you think of Zach's?
Xander. His name is
Xander.
Xander,
I
John.
gotta write this on a post-it right now. I can't even think of his name. Xander.
Okay.
I can see I spelled with a Z. Xander. Okay.
No,
What
it's
did
with
you
an
think of
X.
Xander's repurposing that
Look,
phrase? Your survival
Xander
boyfriend.
can do nothing wrong, John. Xander
Mhm.
can do nothing wrong for me, so however he did it, I think is the best way that you can do it.
I did, and he did it perfectly. I mean, even though he repurposed it, he said it exactly the way it's supposed to be. Now we get to Brad.
Hmm? Hi, Brad.
Brad. Brad.
Yes.
Oh, and something with trees and broccoli and kids playing in the park and yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. So I was like, okay, so if you don't say it exactly right, then it doesn't count anyway because
They don't know
all
the third
three of
one.
them have to be said for them to all be activated, right? So nobody
Right.
talked about the astronauts yet, but maybe this was, I thought, okay, well, this is a good thing for Brad. I like Brad. I thought Brad was doing pretty good. He's open and honest, maybe a little too much because,
Yeah.
you literally can't say we should vote for this person and they're standing right next to you.
Right.
But yeah, but in the end, you
In
know,
the
um,
end.
Brad was I was going to say evicted from the house, voted out. But what I
Right.
think
So,
is, yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
Well, I was going to say, so what happens? So he's voted out.
I know.
He was voted out with that thing. John is being very kind and covering for the fact that I didn't watch last week's episode. So
No, but
yeah.
that's a really good
So
question. And I thought that maybe tonight we would get that information. So
yeah.
I
So
don't know, in the past when people leave with these types of advantages, they're able to gift them to other people
right.
in their tribe or maybe
Well, they
any of them.
don't they put them back in play? Like I thought usually, like won't they just put it back in play? Although to put that back in play
Right.
and not, I mean, that would be funny because they wouldn't be able to change the phrase because the phrase would have to remain the same for Xander.
Well,
So
I
now
think either two ways. They can put it back in play with that particular tribe, Brad's tribe, even though he talked about
well they
it,
would
he
have
talked
to.
about the phrase. They literally have to put it back in play with that, or maybe possibly Brad gifted it to somebody on his tribe. Or it's just not an active immunity idol. So we're going to see people in future episodes saying these two different phrases about butterflies and dead family members and astronauts. I'm confused as a goat. Oh, sorry. Why am I saying astronauts? It's
I don't know, I
astroturf.
was letting you go.
I'm confused as goats on astroturf, and then no one's going to ever talk about broccoli looking like small trees, right? I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's even going to be more weird if they put it back in play in Brad's tribe, and now there's going to be another person talking about the mini trees. At some point, people are going to be like, something's going on.
Right.
I don't
Absolutely.
even think you got to be a genius at this point.
Well, you're out there starving, first of all, in the elements. So who knows
Although,
what's happening? And we're in a pandemic.
it kind of reminds me of Eric Stein's season of Big Brother, where he had to make the catchphrase, I do that for $1, catch on. And we all thought, like, this is stupid. People are going to know that this is a challenge. And he literally got people to come around for the whole season being like, I do that for $1. So, it might, the trees things, we might just have the whole tribes talking about trees soon.
Right. I think it's then that's funny. I think what makes possibly the most sense is that he gets to gift it to somebody on his tribe,
Yeah,
is what
I'm
I
sure
think.
that's what it is.
I can't see them just letting these two tribes before the merge talk about AstroTurf, talk about dead relatives for another few weeks, right? It
Right.
would be stupid. I mean, we can either
Well,
get it activated or get it out of the game.
yeah, I mean, and they didn't talk about it tonight, so
No, they didn't, and I was
no.
waiting and waiting and waiting for that. So yeah, and then another thing I thought was interesting too is that Brad, was a physical competitor, and
Mm-hmm.
it's really interesting seeing these tribes and the way they've casted it with such diversity that they don't really care about the physicalness anymore. Like 10 years ago, even if I was on the show, I'd be like, no, get rid of that weak one. Bye, Tiffany. Where Brad stay. And now it's like, no, 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 we're gonna stay. We want to stay with people we get along with and they're already thinking ahead of the merge. So I kind of think that's kind of amazing.
It's super amazing. You know what else is amazing?
What?
People who don't know the plural of cast is cast.
Cast.
That's not casted.
Casted.
Casted. I don't have a lot of pet peeves. That's only one of my pet peeves because I love when all the Big Brother people get off and they're like, I was
I love
casted.
I love that you're like that because as far as grammar, as far as
I know, I'm the worst. Nor can I spell.
but check me on cast.
But cast and casted, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm checking
How
you,
about
boo.
you spell it and then I'll say it right.
Caste. Cast.
But I'll spell casted it. But yeah,
So,
so that's
yeah,
kind of
last week.
those are some of the things that I took away from last week's that I thought were
Yeah, last week was fun.
interesting. Yeah,
It was. And
it
then we
was.
didn't get answers this week, so I'm going to go with they're going to bury it and we're never going to hear about it again.
I'm gonna go with Brad's gonna be able to gift it to somebody.
Okay. I feel like if he was going to be able to gift it to
And I'm not
someone, they
betting
would have
anymore.
showed us him gifting it by now. They can't pull out Brad gifting something to someone 3 weeks later and expect a casual viewer to remember what's going on. You can barely remember Xander's name.
Or that it's astroturf and not astronauts.
Right.
Right. But no, I don't. I think it's possibly going to maybe happen maybe next week. I don't know. It should have happened this week. So
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
it's happening. I think
And I'm
it's
not
gone.
making any bets with you because I still have remnants of my fake nail. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Don't bet
not
me.
gonna drag again. No drag.
So, right. So now on to tonight's episode, because this
Hmm.
was, this was a sad episode for me, honestly. I was sad with who went home. I loved him. He's my favorite. What? Why are you laughing at me?
Because you're a goofball.
I'm just
Sad.
sad.
I
Yeah, I
was
liked
sad
him.
for I was sad for Jeannie. I was so scared. We
Oh
started
God,
this
I gotta watch
episode.
somebody cry. I can't do a challenge. No
We
shit.
got
None of you can do challenges.
No, Jeannie didn't say that. Jeannie was blindsided because Brad and her were kind of blindsided with his blind side. And so we saw her upset. And then we ended it in Tribal where she thought she was going home. So we had bookmarks of poor Jeannie upset. And that upset me.
Yeah,
But,
Jeannie can go.
Huh?
Jeannie can go. It was a
I love
travesty that JD
Jeannie.
went and
No,
Jeannie
I'm
is left in
so
this
glad
game.
JD. I was
Oh,
done with JD.
I was done with
Okay,
Jeannie.
you were a geek. You were this. Now you're great. Now you're good looking. Now you got great hair. Go take your great hair to the mainland. Sit in a resort and spend the rest of the 30 days in seclusion till you get back. I was like, JD has nothing more to offer me as a viewer. I'm like,
What did Jeannie have to offer? I can cook rice and not win anything and not know what's going
loyalty,
on and not be in any.
loyalty,
Oh,
loyalty.
loyalty. You mean when she
Yeah,
wasn't telling people about what she knew? Loyalty?
loyalty to Brad.
Okay,
What was
great.
JD
Well,
doing? What was
what does that
JD
get?
doing? He got
Busy
caught
getting.
hiding his clue. He got caught.
Look,
He had to hand his
JD.
clue over the first time to Chantel because he got caught red-handed. He did some stupid moves, and tonight was one of the stupidest. It was
I can
bad,
agree with
bad,
you
bad.
there. I don't
Yeah.
understand how
Hair
anybody
and
gives
all,
their.
I don't care how good your hair is, you're gone because of your bad moves. You're
I
bad.
mean, would he have had the number? Like, I agree
No,
with you. Totally stupid to give your power away. But if he knew he didn't have the votes irregardless, then what
he
does it
thought he
matter?
did. He thought he had it's not Richard, Ricardo, and Chantel's vote. And he winked at them at tribal council. We all need to do what we say we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? And
It's like that was
she,
really obvious.
and again, I was like, poor Jeannie, that she did be like, that was over her head. Like, no, I'm going home. And I really thought, oh my God, she's going to roll the die too. I really thought she would. I mean, Chantel must have really said, you know what,
Well, she's
we're
really
both
good at doing nothing and you thinking it's great, so.
well, better than bad moves. I'd rather have her sit there and stir the rice pan,
True.
cauldron, whatever it is, than to sit there and go, oop, got caught. Oop, oh, look at my hair. Oop, I'm a bad liar. Oop, I'm this.
You have a
No,
problem with
sorry.
JD's hair.
I just have he didn't play it's time to go. You got a bad move last week. You got caught, or a couple weeks ago. Now you're handing your clue over again. I don't know. Chantel is a pastor. She's not the kind of pastor I'm used to hearing about. She's very.
Well, I think it's pretty on trend for religious leaders these days. No?
I. She's
Like, if you told me the Pope was really running Squid
very.
Games, I'd be like, makes sense.
She's very manipulative.
Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3.
No, I hear red rum, red rum, red rum. Yeah, it's
I know,
October.
Grandpa, but I was referencing Squid Games to make us pop culture current.
Oh, I'm watching that next. I just finished Castle Rock.
Well, Squid Games was pretty good.
Was it good? I've heard it was
It was
really
good.
good.
It was
Yeah,
good.
that's good. Good.
Okay. So,
So the reward challenge. I know we're just flopping all over
I
the
know.
place
Who
here,
cares?
but
That's what we're allowed to do. It's our show. We do what we want.
we can do what we want. We're not signed to anybody, which is why when life gets in the way, we can't do a show.
Yep.
So it's the first time Louvous loses a challenge. Like they have all their people.
Louvous, yep.
That's why Louvous has to sit out 2 people, has to sit out 5. They have all their people, and the first time they lose is this reward challenge. And poor, sweet Heather. I just felt really bad for her. And all I could think of is just, stop eating the processed foods. Like your body isn't like her and
What
I are
processed foods are they eating on the island, John?
not on the island before she got there. Years and years of not taking care of yourself. I'm
Makes you not win in a
really
challenge on Survivor?
really close to her age, like really close, and I'm sorry. I could have done it. Yeah. I
Yeah,
just think
you wouldn't have sat there and cried on the ground like, oh, 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 for 5
Well,
minutes.
no, I mean, I felt bad, and I love that everybody applauded for her. I thought that was very sweet. I even tweeted my Clueless gif that I love. Old people can be so sweet, and they are. But yeah, I felt bad for her. I'm just like, oh my gosh, how it would have just been such me being so close to her age would have been like, oh God, I think I can do some things, but my body's saying no. But I mean, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. She
I
just couldn't
just,
she couldn't coordinate the ropes. She just could I felt really
I
bad for
mean,
her.
here's the thing. I don't believe for 1 second. I think this whole tribe is full of shit. I think if they would have went to tribal, her ass would have been thrown under the bus and she would have been voted out. So all of this,
It
oh,
would
we
have been an
got your back,
easy.
girl. You're a winner. Hold your head up high. You got this, girl. Wear a chain. Bullshit. You would have voted her out in 1 second.
Well, it would have been an easy vote not to have anybody have blood on their hands, right? It's like
Yeah.
we lost a reward. We lost food. We lost a sensei of the island who could teach us how to do all this wonderful stuff that we makes our life a little better here. So that would have totally been an easy vote for them to do.
What
But
I
yeah.
Yeah. What I was really hoping was when she was just like, sorry. And they were like, it's just a reward challenge. I wish she would have been like, oh, okay. And then I'm fine. And then just like
Well,
walked
I just
away.
felt bad for her sweaty, puffy face. Just
She does have that. Yeah.
yeah, like maybe there's a little too much salt in the rice. Like I don't know. She seemed real swollen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. She's sad.
Sad, sad and
She's
swollen.
sad. She couldn't perform up to what she needed to perform for.
Yeah.
And it was sad. It was sad. She's no Xander.
No, she's not any Xander. No, and yeah. So Heather feels terrible. Tiffany, this was her episode. Oh my God, Tiffany. I don't know what happened. I don't know if she got a good night's sleep on some bamboo, but she was fantastic tonight.
Right. Now,
She got, yeah,
I was just gonna say she went from now. This was my complaint about Tiffany last time we talked about Tiffany. Was she was
right.
very like boo hoo, can't do it, woe is me, and now she really pulled it through this episode. So I'm hoping we kind of see the same thing going forward from Heather. But yes, so
Yes.
go ahead, Tiffany, doing well in the
Yeah.
challenge.
No, absolutely. And so, as long as it's kind of like not on a balance beam or something, I
Yeah,
think we're
or
sliding across. Yeah, I think
yeah,
that could definitely work. But she did fantastic in this first one. I think she on her first try, she landed the
first try,
ball
one
in.
shot.
Yeah,
Yep, first try, right away, got it in, no problem.
absolutely.
So I mean,
So
great. All she needs to do is just get basketball challenges.
just hand her the ball. Hand her the
Just
ball.
hand her the ball.
Hand her the ring. Hand her the ring.
She wasn't good with puzzles, right? She screwed up on the puzzle earlier in the season, didn't she?
Wasn't that good
I
with
feel
on
like.
that balance? I just remember that balance beam just trying
Yeah,
to
there was the balance
just
beam one. Yeah, I
just
remember that
kind of
one too.
just rotating on it and then breathing.
I agree with Jian Su in chat where she says, "I'm just ready for the merge. I'm over the teams." Me too.
I'm a little over the teams too. I can agree with that. Like it's just, yeah, it's not really working. And hopefully, maybe the merge comes sooner, and then we don't have to worry about that shared idol and the small trees looking like broccoli. Maybe that just kind of goes away on its own. I see it possibly could after not
Right.
mentioning it tonight at all.
Rod Carson in chat says, "John, how did you watch tonight? It's not even on for another an hour and a half here."
Magic.
Magic. Magic. Pre-screeners. We have the whole season. It's nice to be press and
What does Julie Chen say?
destiny, 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 destiny.
Destiny, destiny. It's my destiny to see it ahead of time, Rod.
It's a destiny. It's
Yes.
destiny. So so Tiffany, so keeping Tiffany was the right thing to do, says Courtney in chat. I agree, yeah. Keeping
Yeah,
Tiffany was the right thing to do. She won it. There you go.
yeah.
Never underestimate people in tribal. Just because someone has a bad week one week doesn't mean the next week they're going to get a hole in one, a shot in one, or whatever
Hmm.
sport reference you want to make, and then do that better this new time.
No,
Sports.
absolutely. And so we know that Yue got first place,
Mm-hmm.
and Tiffany won second place for her tribe.
UA coming in first, and yeah,
Yeah.
Tiffany. Yes, it was good. It was good. I just like to throw up the pictures to remind people in case they don't know who we're talking about.
And so that we're all still getting kind of used to their names
Yeah,
as well.
right.
Absolutely.
Which is the only reason I
Yeah.
know that it's Xander and not Zach. Just have it right here in front of me.
Well, doesn't his name spelled with an X?
Yes!
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm done. We've already talked about this. I'm not dealing with another Alzheimer's person in my life.
Weird. Weird. I'm just kidding. It's not weird.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So, yeah, then they won the reward. And then,
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, we see the baby turtles on the beach. Turtle time.
So adorable. Nothing says, hey, we don't want to show you any of the stuff you want to see, like showing turtles on a beach.
like like what's gonna happen to Brad's advantage, right?
Why would we get to know about what's happening with Brad's advantage when you could show a turtle trying to waddle its way out of a hole? And this is the perfect example why you'll never convince me that Survivor is better than Big Brother. Because if you just
Yeah.
want dumbed down strategy for 40 minutes once a week, I get it.
No, it was precious, but yeah, I was just like, this is filling time. They're all running. I thought they were going to grab them and like boil them. I was like, no, I don't want to see that. No, but
I thought they were going to eat them too. I thought
yeah,
they were going to eat them too. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so with that, and then we see the tribe guy teaching Yue how to like properly get a coconut. Now,
Now, yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, mine now was, did you not think this was going to be a Survivor person? Like, I thought this was going to be a Boston Rob. Like,
Now,
I thought we were going to get, but I guess we couldn't because, again, this was filmed forever ago during
it was
COVID.
filmed with COVID, but I mean, somebody who lives on that land, who lives off of it, yeah, I knew it was going to be a local a survivor person of that land that actually lives there. And when I saw him on the tree and then hanging upside down, I was like, okay. I mean, you make it look easy. Of course, it's not. But then it's like, okay, teach me right side up how to climb the tree to get the coconut. Do you know what I mean? Or what?
Yeah.
How big a rock is a good size to maybe kind of throw it to possibly loosen it? You know what I mean? Like that's what I was wanting to see. But when he was hanging upside down, I thought it was hilarious. Again, he, is probably close to my age too. And look, he was physically fit and, you know, amazing. He looked
It's
amazing.
amazing what happens when you live in a place without fast food restaurants.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And no offense to like Heather or anything, or even myself. I mean, I'm not perfect either. But yeah, I mean, you definitely, especially when you get older, you really can feel like, hey, oh my gosh, I need to start, you know,
Or like, hey, I can do
changing it
that
up.
TikTok dance, and
Right.
then realize, no, I can't.
Wait, I used to be able to do a cartwheel, but now I can't. And I'm
Hey, I
talking
can
about
just sit.
me.
I can sit in this chair for an hour without having that
Right.
herniated disc shoot pain up and down my body to the point where I feel like I want to pass out and
Right.
keep smiling.
Or just putting one leg up and going, why is my foot falling asleep so fast?
Right. Being old is fun, everybody.
Yay.
Um yeah, I think
Yeah.
that
But you know what I love? But we're still on the Survivor guy. So you
yeah,
know what I love? That he was putting the fish and boiling it in the coconut milk.
delicious.
Um, that was truly amazing. And we saw Ricardo going, "Oh my gosh, this is like the best fish I've ever had." No one I can remember has ever done that on Survivor. So I was like, wow, that was
Y-
truly amazing. And even Jeannie was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize you could do that because I'm the cook.
Well, I mean, imagine though how many coconuts you're gonna have to break open to get enough. Well, I guess not, because you could just boil it in like the shallow water. You don't have to like fill it, boil it.
Right, just cut the top off, put the fish in there, and then set it on the fire and let it cook and boil in the coconut,
Yeah,
and then just get a branch and pull it
yeah,
out. And
that's great.
yeah,
That's great. I do like it.
no,
I would, I am, I think that would be something I would need in order to eat on Survivor. I would need my fish to be coconut flavored.
what about in on the mainland, like now?
Oh, I don't like fish. No,
Oh, you don't like fish at all?
no, gross.
Like none, like no type of fish.
No fish, no, which is bad when you're supposed to be eating it.
Not even like lobster.
No, I don't like fish.
Not even
I,
salmon.
I, I don't know what one you think you're gonna get to that I'm gonna go. Oh yes, I like that. I don't like any fish.
What about like a popcorn shrimp at a fast
Oh
food
my
place now?
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I don't like popcorn shrimp. I don't like crab legs. I don't like lobster. I don't like lobster bisque. I don't like salmon. I don't like trout. I don't like tilapia. I don't like catfish. I don't like it fried. I don't like it boiled. I don't like it frozen. I don't like it in a mousse. I don't like it in a cake, such as a crab cake. I know all of it because it's all my hub's favorite things, but I don't like any of them. I do not like fish, Eric. I am.
Wow.
I don't need
Is
anything that
are you allergic to it?
lives where it poops and pees.
Are you allergic to it?
Yes. Does that make this be over?
Yes,
Then yes.
it can be over. Absolutely. So another thing too that was interesting because you mentioned Jeannie's the cook of the tribe. Ricardo saying, "Well, now that we know all of this stuff, I guess we don't need Jeannie." Which
I
my
loved it.
mouth
I
just
loved
dropped.
when he was like, guess we don't need Genie anymore.
Ah,
Girl.
Jeannie.
I'm over Genie. I don't like
I
her.
love Jeannie.
Good.
Love her. Love, love,
Hey,
love.
Genie, you found your one fan. Right over there. Thinks you're great.
Think you're wonderful, Jeannie. All right, so let's get to the Louvous tribe.
Louvou, our little Louvou, a little Louvre
Yeah,
lovers or
so we
lurvers.
see Deshawn talking to sweet little Erica. Just a little button. Just a little,
Yep.
put her in your pocket. She's just right
Yep.
here. And she's just like, I keep quiet. I'm strategic. I'm this. Not realizing that people are thinking she's a little too quiet. It's a bad thing. And her kind of putting a target on Sydney a little bit because she was having trouble lighting the fire. She's frustrated. She's hungry. I get it. Like I'm in Seattle and I get frustrated if eat a pencil. Like
I'm
get
sorry,
hangry.
what?
You get hangry.
People in
Yeah.
Seattle get hungry and eat pencils?
No, I said Sydney's hungry. She's on that island. She's hungry. She's frustrated. I said I'm in Seattle and I get hangry. I can eat a pencil.
Oh, okay. I get it now. I
Yeah.
understand. I thought I was missing a reference to Seattle people eating. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. 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 So, Erica's trying to put a target on Sydney, and of course, Dijon tells Sydney. But what's really, really, really bizarre was shocking to me is that, nobody kind of trusts Erica, and Deshawn proposes to throw an immunity challenge just to get rid of her. I was
This is
shocked. I was like,
stupid.
what?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand the anybody. I mean, this now you're getting into Big Brother strategy with throwing a challenge. I mean,
Yeah,
throwing a challenge on Survivor.
yeah.
You need the
An immunity
numbers.
challenge.
An immunity challenge. You know there's gonna be a merge. You are willing to be down a number when you already know you have this advantage.
Right.
This is just stupidity times 12.
Oh no,
They
it
just need.
was yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so they're at the challenge, and oh, what's the other gentleman's name? The football player. He was telling
Uh,
Danny about it.
Danny.
Danny,
Danny.
yeah, I was telling Danny about it. Danny's just like, this is stupid. Being a sports person himself, he's like, you don't throw stuff, you don't throw games, you don't throw challenges, you just don't do it. So we see all of them, they're the immunity challenges, they're on a dock and they have to swim over to each dock to untie the puzzle pieces or the wood on 3 different docks, drag them to the shore, and then stick them through this thing.
Vagina. What is that? I don't know. What are you doing?
That square thing. They
You
have to put
giving
the wood.
birth?
They have to put the milk.
You
They have to put
milk
the
it.
wood in. You have to put
You have to
the
stick
wood
the wood into the hole.
into the hole. Yes.
Right.
So yeah, so we see Louvous get all of their stuff, and then we see Deshawn retying the knots to untie to get the wood and put it in the hole, and
Yeah.
to do that, and
In
he just
order to try and throw it.
in order to try to throw it.
Now, it's always interesting to me what Jeff will call out and what
Yeah.
Jeff will not call out. And we won't ever know. Is it the editing? Did he call him out when he was doing that? Did he not? But if Jeff saw that, I feel like in normal circumstances he would have been like, "Why is he retying the knots? That's
Yeah.
not what you know." So I don't understand how he didn't see it. I don't understand why he didn't call it out again, unless he did.
I don't think he did. I mean, we could kind of see Danny kind of looking like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" type of thing. But he was retying them. They were getting them in there. Nasir was just, a gladiator as far as getting those in there.
Yeah.
We even saw Xander using his chest to push them through. What were you thinking of that? Were you
You
excited?
know how you are aware how I feel about. Was I excited about Xander pushing his least favorable feature into the camera? No.
Well, he wasn't using his nipples to push the wood through. He was
They
using
were
his
there, and I
chest.
was aware that they were there. I knew that they were close by, and I was scared that at any minute a shirt could rip and a giant, abnormal nipple would come flying out, and I had to look away. Just didn't know if at any moment one of his giant nipples would be let
People
loose.
cannot control their nipples.
Well, there is plastic surgery.
Oh my gosh.
Or makeup.
I'm on Survivor. I'm a castaway. Makeup!
Yep. Get a little
Makeup!
flesh, get a little L'Oreal, a little cover up.
Oh,
Make those things a
concealer.
normal size.
I never even think of that. So
Yeah.
it's interesting what we think of and what we don't, huh?
You're not going to find this coverage anywhere else, that's for sure.
That's very true. I don't know if we're for everybody. Um, but I like
Fair for everybody.
it. So then we got everybody has pushed their wood through the thing, the slots,
The
the
whole
the hole. They've pushed
lady
putting that,
flower.
yeah. And so everyone's on the other side. They're scrambling to look for that hidden key on one of these wood plank things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get it. And then, Luvu is the first one to get it. And who is the first person tossing the rings?
Who?
Deshawn, our very own
Deshawn was. Yep.
Deshawn throwing the
Yep.
challenge, throwing it like he was a 5-year-old. It looked so bad and looked so obvious what he was
And
doing,
again, Jeff not calling it out.
not calling it out.
Yeah.
How do you think Jeff should have called that out?
I just think let's really hope that going further into the season, if the girls, who, we are aware are going to start taking over the majority soon, that if the girls want to start implementing some of these strategies, let's just see if Jeff is as blind to it when they do it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So,
I'm
yeah.
giving old stretchy face the benefit of the doubt for the
Yeah.
moment.
So then we see Tiffany lands the first ring for her tribe.
Way to go.
Tiffany,
Coming through.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine if they let her go the other week.
Oh my gosh. I mean, even in that first reward challenge, she threw the ball up. She got through that netting, super quickly.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. But anyway, she gets the ring the first time. She gets her tribe leading, which was fantastic. What were some other ones? Where are my notes? Oh, and then it kind of comes down. So Nasir takes over for Judas. I'm sorry, Deshaun.
Just call him Judas?
Yeah, because he's deceiving his tribe by trying to throw the
By
challenge.
being amazing and better than them at the game, and they're getting rid of him, so now we can watch them all go one by one, because the biggest strategy that they have as a group without him is I hum an evil song.
That's JD. I'm talking about Deshaun.
Oh, I thought you said JG. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, so Judas, Deshaun,
Yeah.
Nasir takes over, the ring toss, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because Deshaun, is doing so horribly. And now it's between Nasir and
Deshaun.
not Deshaun,
JJ.
Xander.
Xander.
Xander and Nasir are neck and neck
Right?
with the last ring.
Yep.
And I really thought Xander was going to get it, but man, Nasir pulls it out. He was an animal. He was a comp
Yeah.
beast. Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Little nipple power.
Because he has tinier areolas?
Yep. It creates less wind friction.
What,
Less, less
what does that even
causes less
what does that even mean?
causes less wind friction when you're
Like he
tossing
needed
rings.
to be more aerodynamic with smaller nipples?
Yeah.
Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
That's what clearly the advantage.
I wasn't looking at either one of their nipples. So
Well, they're
maybe
wearing
that's
shirts, weren't they? I mean, I know. I watched the episode.
well, they weren't. Because we saw Xander pushing that against his
Right.
chest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, and then we see JD trying to shoot that ring and yelling out "money shot."
That was I enjoyed when she said that.
Go home. I was like, go home now.
I did like when she was like, money shot, money shot. You should have been like, tribal, tribal.
That's Chantel, our crazy manipulative pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would have been the same way. Like, what are you you just his comments and everything, he's so out for himself, which you should be. You should be
Yeah,
playing your own individual game just like Big Brother, but you
right.
have to be so obvious. Money shot me, it's all about me. Me. There is me. It's like,
Yeah.
can you just tone it down? My hair. Oh, my hair. It's just like
Well,
tone
you don't
it
have to
down.
worry about him anymore.
Still Miss David though.
Now you and what's
Yeah,
her face? Jeannie.
Jeannie, love my Jeannie.
You and Jeannie can ride
I
off
love
into the sunset together on that
she's
tribe. I
right
wonder how
next
long
to
it's
me,
gonna
Jeannie.
last now with no JD on it. But
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
let's have a cocktail and sit next to each other and talk about the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now of course we're at the Louvous Tribe because oh no, Louvous won.
Louvou won.
Louvous won because that's Nasir's on that team.
Yes.
So now we're on. I'm still
U
learning the
U
tribe.
UA.
The UA
UA.
tribe, yes, is
UA.
going to tribal.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got Ricardo, Chantel, Jeannie, and JT are the only ones left on that tribe.
Mm-hmm.
JD is trying to convince Jeannie not to roll the dice, which I don't know how she, at that moment, how she could not roll the dice to try to stay safe. I mean, being blindsided on the last tribal, now you're going to tribal again. You feel like you're at the bottom of the tribe.
And
You
yet
got
you
you
don't
got
roll the
people
dice.
whispering. Yeah, you got people whispering. Yeah, you cook, but now look who taught us to cook, and now we know how to make coconut fish. So your self-esteem, my self-esteem would be really low. It's like, so at that moment, I'm like, JD trying to convince her, I was just like, no, I would be like, sure, sure, I won't do it. He did make a point about, you could be ruining someone else's game. So, that made me think, okay, you know what? Chantel's been in her ear as well. And then
Yeah.
that whole scene with Chantel and JD. Oh my gosh. I was just
Well,
like,
this is where JD lost me. When JD is once again willing to give away his power, which I fully admit I was unable to quickly process. Had he used the power, would he have been saved? So, in other words,
right.
did giving away the power cost him? Had he not given it away and used it, would he have been saved? That's my question.
So I mean we just saw the episode, so let's
Yeah.
play it out. So we've got Ricardo and Chantel voted JD. Oh, and Jeannie, so that's three. If JD voted for Jeannie twice, he'd still be going home.
Right. So then it goes back to my point of it doesn't matter that he gave it away. In other words, he knew he was screwed either way. He might as well give away his power because either way he's going home. At least he has a chance
But he
to
didn't
stay if
know
they.
he was going home. She convinced him it was Jeannie. But I don't trust you. And in order to gain my trust so that I will vote Jeannie to go home, you need to just hand it to me and I'll hang on to it. That's what the scene was. And
Sure.
yeah. And for him, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to. This is my advantage. I will take it to tribal with me. And if I go home, it'll go home with me. I would have seen
Yeah.
right through what she was doing and be like, "You're not going to keep me. Now I've handed over my thing, my advantage.
Well, he
Now I
did
have
it the
literally nothing."
Well, unfortunately, he did it the week before, and then he had the false sense of security in trusting
Right.
that they would keep him safe again.
But also in the beginning too, after what happened with the blind side, and he was just like, "Hey, you took my give it back to me right now," and she was a little miffed with that in the beginning too. So it was really
Makes no
kind of
sense.
interesting. But then it also too realizes the whole tribe knows about his advantage, right? Jeannie knows, Ricardo of course
Yes.
knows.
And
Yeah,
and then of course he's like, "Oh, gee gosh, guys, you all gave me such trouble when I was keeping things from you, and now you all are keeping stuff from me, guys. Gosh, this just sure ain't fair."
yeah.
I was just like, this is riveting gameplay.
Well, I was just like, okay, go. You need to just go now. So, of course, we're at tribal. Jeannie votes for JD. And all the rest of them vote for JD. And then JD's a great sport. Oh, you got me. Good game, guys.
And what is he gonna do? Kick over the torch?
Yes, like 10 years ago, people were kicking and screaming and flipping the camera off.
I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire.
Well, that's a little far, but
Well,
that's
first of all, I don't think he can throw a fit because I'm pretty sure. Now, I don't know if this is true. We know a lot of the CBS people, a lot of the survivors, a lot of the,
right.
Big Brother players, Amazing Racers. So I'm just going to wrap this around in allegedly because I wouldn't have any way to know. But
Right.
I heard that the fire is not real in Tribal. They had to add it in after because they were afraid it would melt Jeff's plastic surgery.
So
what I
he's
heard.
like a wax doll, is what you're saying.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like Jeff can't
Yeah.
be in two places, so maybe his Madame Tussauds
Yeah.
had to do some stand-in
No,
parts.
just like there's a lot of plastic in his face right now and it might melt.
I just think there's this really good airbrushing. You know how you see those late commercials where people have that airbrush wand and they're putting on the makeup? I think it's just really airbrushed and really good because he looks so rested and fantastic at Tribal. But then during the challenges, it's like, did they make you run here? Do you know what I mean? Like he just looks, flushed
Looks like
and
he's constantly in a hurricane.
const-
Looks like he's constantly skydiving and the camera is under him looking up at his face.
not skydiving, but the hurricane one, like just trying to like nail stuff up and that flustered type of, oh, it's coming, coming, run everybody, get underground, yes, get
Underground.
underground. Like he has that
Underground.
look and pinkness in
It's
his
just
face.
terrifying. It's just terrifying. My Pixie Girl in chat says, why are we talking about a person's appearance? Because he's a trash bag, My Pixie Girl. Also because it's my show and I'll talk about who I want. And because he treats women like shit. And I'm happy to take Jeffy Probst down. Let me know when he starts actually caring about minorities or women. And then I won't talk about his horrible Botox, plastic surgery, melty face. I
Yeah.
ain't no Jeff apologist.
So as far as back to the game, as far as who's playing a really good game is our manipulative pastor,
Jeannie.
Chantel, I think is doing really good. She was behind the blind side with Brad last week. She
Yeah.
got an advantage that she didn't even have to leave the island for and go walk up a hill and turn a pirate wheel and you know what I mean? So I think she's just absolutely convincing. I think humming that song probably changes the I'm a liar look in her eyes to da, 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 da. Yeah, and I think it's super smart. I think she's just doing a really good job with her
It's
game
very
thus.
row.
Yeah.
It's very. Oh, now I don't remember the Sarah Beth one. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream with the veto. Da da da, and sabotage your team.
Yeah.
Remember I forgot her whole
Oh
middle
my
part of.
God. I need to look that up because I want to sing it on Friday.
Oh, but win the veto, secure your safety, and
And
betray your
your team.
team. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
We got to get Sarah Beth to sing that when she joins us on Friday. But yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I think
So
this looks
excited for
great.
that.
I am looking forward to I'm looking forward now to really getting into Survivor. You know, obviously it has been rough with all the Big Brother
Mhm.
endings during it and the post seasons and the blah blah blah. This is the last week that Survivor is crazy for me to keep up with, but going forward
Yeah.
starting next week, I'm going to be all in a new way with Survivor. I even think we might be introducing some more interactive elements to the show starting next
Yeah.
week. A little bit of polls
Yeah.
and stuff while people are while we're live doing it, getting more of the audience to weigh in on what they think about the episode.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, last week's I liked better. This one was okay.
Yeah.
The whole JD thing was crazy. Chantel just looked fantastic on this. And, just to remind everybody, it's comedic recaps.
Right.
I know some people in the YouTube chat don't like some of the comments I said about Heather. I mean, nothing by them. I'm not body shaming anybody. I don't have a perfect body myself. It's just
What did you say
comedic.
bad about Tiffany?
Heather.
Heather.
Yeah.
She looks like a Tiffany.
I don't even know what that means.
Doesn't mean anything. I was just trying to help you. Just trying to take some of the heat this way.
Right.
Um,
I'm getting heat on my side too on the YouTube chat. So, yeah.
Look, it's all good and it's all fun. It's all Survivor, baby.
It's just Survivor. Yeah, we're just having fun. And we're
We're just
excited to
having
have
fun.
Hannah tomorrow from BB23. We're excited to have Sarah Beth from BB23 on Friday.
Survivor is just my relax and talk about it show.
Yeah,
It's not, as everyone can tell, it's not overproduced. It's not overdone. It's just we're relaxing and watching Survivor show.
absolutely.
So
And I love it. And I love my Jeannie. Jeannie.
yes, and of course I don't have any problem with Jeannie other than the fact that John loves her. So because he does, I have to hate her. Uh
And I love all size nipples. So
well,
it's
that's
good.
true. There is that too. Final thoughts, John, before we wrap it up?
No, just excited for the rest of the Big Brother interviews. Ozza was so much fun to do. I'm loving
Yep.
this season of Survivor. Yeah,
And I
can't
think
wait.
you know, I'm shooting for November. Maybe the first week of November is when the podcasts come back. I would kind of like to bring the podcast back, and
Yeah.
I have an idea for. I actually don't want to say what I would like the first podcast topic to be, but I think I have a fun idea. But yeah, you'll have to wait for that.
Do I have to also wait as well?
Okay, it's gonna be Squid Games.
Well, I
So
better
you
get
got
on
until
it.
November to finish it.
Okay.
All you need to know is it'll be the first episode of the podcast, and we're going to play a Squid Game.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. You know what else I'm excited about?
What?
That that Jackie Knows has been moderating the YouTube chat, and we thank you so much for that. And
Literally
Carpe,
thought you were going to say, I'm excited for bedtime. I don't know why I thought you were just going to go, bedtime. Jackie
I'm
knows.
excited to sleep. Yay!
Yay! I want to give a special shout out to Robin and Rod Carson and Chickadee over in the You Now chat for being the top 3 fans. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everyone that comes out, watches these shows, like we said, supports them, share them. And look, check out our YouTube. You got 10 years of shows there. Go, people are going back and binging things. We covered all the seasons of the stuff that you're going back and binging. You're watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 1? We covered it. Go check it out on our YouTube.
So
You're
fun.
watching, it's so much there. Check out our website, yourrealityrecaps.com. Check out our YouTube. That's where all of our videos live.
So fun. I loved covering Real Housewives. It was so fun with Jeffrey Marks.
Yeah,
I
I
loved our
love it.
intros. I loved our intros.
I loved it all. I love all of you. We'll see you guys all on the next show, which will be tomorrow night, with Hannah Chada from Big Brother 23. That's Thursday, the 14th of October. We will see you guys then, 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.